Hello, this is Trina Jackson, also known as Black Television News and Information. I'm back again, and I'm going to talk about Ari Lennox and her comments about the Martin Lawrence show, in particular, Pam and Martin's relationship. She went viral about how she did not like Pam and Martin's relationship on the Martin Lawrence show. She felt very offended, and she felt that Martin only cracked on Pam because she was dark skinned. There's been a lot of talk on the social media space, and particularly a lot of black Gen Xers, such as myself, saying that Ari Lennox needs to be quiet, stay in her place. She really doesn't know what she's talking about. And at the end of the day, Martin cracked on everybody. Gen X social media space are saying that Martin cracked on Cole, Martin cracked on Tommy, and Martin cracked on Gina sometimes about her big head. That is true, Martin cracked on everybody. And it's true that Pam did clap back at Martin. But let's keep it 100. Martin cracked on Pam the most. Okay. This is not a Pam and Martin issue. This is a writer's issue. Let me explain. In the past, we've had black TV sitcoms where, in most instances, the brown skin or the dark skinned black woman has always been the sharp tongue, no nonsense, don't take any mess from anybody. And it's the writers that do that. Because in their world, like dark skinned black women and brown skinned black women are not supposed to be desirable, not supposed to be attractive. The writers have always deemed darker skinned black women as angry, violent, no nonsense, and ready to fight you in a minute. For example, you had Dee from What's Happening. Smart mouth, didn't take any mess, tell it like it is in your face whether you like it or not. You had Florence from the Jeffersons. She snapped at George, George snapped back, they snapped back on each other. You had Max from Living Single. Max was clowning Kyle clown Max. And the list goes on. See, this really is not a Pam and Gina or even a Max and Kyle. These are writers that write about the image of a dark-skinned black woman or brown-skinned black woman. Let's just say a darker-skinned black woman. These are writers projecting to the audience that dark-skinned women are supposed to behave like this. Dark-skinned women are supposed to be loud. They're supposed to be obnoxious, not attractive, not desirable, and nobody wants them. Dark-skinned women are supposed to be no nonsense and don't take any mess. And we, as the black community here in America, have internalized it to where a light-skinned black woman is supposed to be attractive, very feminine, very subtle. And the dark-skinned black woman is supposed to be loud and unsubtle. Let me give you an example. If they were to write Pam and Martin being a couple and Gina the best friend, and Martin was cracking on Gina, in the writer's eyes, it wouldn't work. Because you don't crack on the light-skinned black woman. You don't crack on her because she's deemed to be attractive. She's supposed to be the one that's desirable. She's the one that's supposed to be married or play the girlfriend or the wife. That's not going to fly with the writers. And with the black community, unfortunately, that wouldn't fly with us either. You know it. Because we've internalized that Pam is supposed to be loud and Gina's not supposed to. And if we were to watch Martin where Pam be the girlfriend and eventually the wife, and Gina the friend, there's no way in the world a lot of us would sit there and believe that. We'd be saying, a lot of us in the black community, that Pam and Martin don't look right. And a lot of us would be saying Pam is too dark for Martin and Martin needs to get with Gina. We don't want to admit it, but we would, a lot of us would say that stuff. So the writers, they write what they deem to be politically correctness in their eyes. They also write about colorism, what they feel is correct in their eyes too. And what is correct in the writer's eyes, light-skinned black woman being attractive, being the wife of the girlfriend, dark-skinned black woman being the loud and obnoxious one. So, Miss Ari Lennox, it's really not a Pam and Martin issue. This is a writer's issue. This is what the writers will write when it comes to black people. And in particularly, dark-skinned black women. This has been going on for decades. And I doubt if it will ever stop. Just about every television show you're going to see where there's a darker skinned black woman, 99.9% of the time, she's going to be angry. They're going to have her playing someone loud and obnoxious. She's going to be the single one. Sad, but very true. So, black community, was Martin really roasting Pam for her dark skin? And I'm just going to say this. Metaphorically, yes, he was. And like I said before, this is not a Pam and Martin issue. This is a writer's issue. And until, as I say before, the black community controls their own shows, has their own writers, producers to write our shows and tell our stories the way we want them to be told. We leave our stories into the hands of the others. This is basically what will continue to happen. Got to tell our own stories. You don't, they do. And they're going to write what they feel is deemed correct in their eyes. Again, my name is Trina Jackson, also known as Black Television News and Information. Thank you, and have a good evening.